What is going on, everybody? Today we're looking at the Hasbro G.I. Joe Classified Series HasLab Dragonfly. So really cool to finally get the Dragonfly. This was a HasLab, I believe, of last year, 2023. So it is a nice G.I. Joe helicopter that looks really cool. I assume from the pictures we've seen, like when they had it on display around when it up for order, it is pretty big. So that'll be awesome. It can hold two people inside of us. We get a pilot and a co-pilot. And as you see on the box art here, we get all sorts of like weapon accessories we can attach around on it as well. So just a lot of coolness going on here, but a really nice artwork here on the front. Just looks really nice with this like sort of comic-y art. Looks really cool there. And just to show different things, so here we just have the top of the box where it has the Dragonfly XH1 and then different logos that just all look pretty cool. So that's awesome. And then if we actually go to the bottom, we get like a blueprint sort of design to it. So we can see the Dragonfly there. So it says it's 34 inches long, so it is really long. And then all just different like stuff pointed out about it. That is pretty cool, and all the different weapons and everything that we get down there. So just a lot of coolness. We get effects, and of course we do get 4 figures as well that go along with this. And I did go ahead and open it up just to get those figures out, just so I can show you the boxes. So the 4 figures that came with this, we get the pilot of the Dragonfly of Wild Bill, which looks pretty awesome. A pilot that's sort of like a cowboy, so he looks cool. Again, that automatically came with it because you have to have a pilot for your helicopter. Then we reach stretch goals. So for the first stretch goal, we got the Night Force Ripcord. So Austin, I have him, so a guy that can like sort of propel out of the helicopters. So that's pretty cool. There's just artwork of him on the back. Then we also got Glenda, which was pretty cool that they released this. Now she was an Argentina exclusive figure, so it's cool on the box how it's labeled as Commandos Heroicos, so that looks pretty cool. So we get a Glenda as well, which is also a pilot, so she can be like a co-pilot for the Dragonfly. And then we also got, again from Night Force, we got Crazylegs, which is cool. So again, another like parachuter guy that can be rappelling out of the helicopter as well. So we get those 4 figures that we're going to look at as well. So all really cool for this Dragonfly. We get this awesome ship. I know it comes with a display stand, so we can get it up in the air, which is awesome. And then, like I said, take our characters here and sort of put them with the helicopter as well. So just a lot of cool stuff going on with this that I'm super excited to check out. So let me get it open out of the box, put it all together, and we'll take a look at these figures as well. So here's the Dragonfly out of the box and all assembled. I went ahead and put everything on it that it came with, except for all like the weapons and everything. We'll go through each of those, but looks pretty cool here overall. Now this is a pretty big vehicle. Like I said, it's 34 inches long, so from front to back, it's really long. Not too tall, like it is pretty tall because obviously we have like the rotor blade up top and everything. So it is pretty big in size, and then we do get a display to put on so that I'll keep it up in the air, which is really nice. So it can be flying above all your G.I. Joes, which is cool. But overall, just a nice looking helicopter. So of course this is the Dragonfly XH1, which was the aerial assault helicopter for the G.I. Joes that was piloted by Wild Bill, and it comes with 2 seats, can fly up to 222 miles per hour, and has a high resolution radar system. So overall this looks pretty cool. This is a nice design for the Dragonfly. Of course, looks how it's supposed to. It is big though, so like with all the HasLabs, the biggest thing with this is trying to find space for it now. But like I mentioned, thankfully it does come with a stand, so that'll keep it up in the air, and you can sort of like, put stuff around it. So that is one good thing about it. But overall, it looks pretty good. Now, of course, I don't know much about helicopters, so I do have the box, thankfully, that's going to point out different things with this. So I'll just start at the front and go to the back. So right up here in the front, we get the cone or nose of the helicopter, which is the radar system. So nice to have that up front. Then we do get a lower like mini gun on the bottom, so we get that. And like that gun, we get mini guns on the side as well. So we get those that shoot forward with a little compartment that will open up showing details and designs for this gun. So we get like little rockets and like the build of the gun right down in there, which is pretty cool. Then going up from there, we do see that it has Lieutenant W.S. Wild Bill Hardy, so that's pretty cool. That's on there. Then in front here, we go to our gunner seat. So this controls all of the guns, which of course we do get the cockpit door and stuff that'll open up to put our characters inside, and we'll have a cockpit, and I'll show you more of that. But we get the gunner in the front and pilot in the back. Then right below the pilot, we do have the little Dragonfly logo, which is cool. We do have, I don't know if they're called like struts, but that's what I always call them. On the bottom, of course, like the landers, so that land on the ground. And behind that, we then have these 2 like wing designs that are on each side. It's hard to really get this to fit in the table, so I can't really spit around. But of course, I have one on each side. But we get these little wing attachments off to the side that do have lights on it. So this side has green lights, the other side has red lights, so that's pretty cool. And then again, it's going to be really hard if I maybe tilt it here. There is a red light up top there, but they don't light up. There is lights on this, I will show show you that feature as well. But unfortunately, those lights don't light up, which would be really cool. Up top, we do have, of course, the rotary blade, so that does spin around. And of course, being on the table and stuff like I have it hard to do, but it is pretty cool. I love how it has like the white designs. They're like white stripes designs on it. That's pretty cool, with a nice mechanism that spins around there, spins around pretty nice. Then going back, we do have engines. So we do have the air intake and exhaust out the back, and we have one of these on each side, so they kind of come off to the side. We do have a thing to open and see our engine inside, so we can open up and see the two engines. Again, the other side will have that as well. So I just love the opening little features like that you can see. And then we can go back to the tail of the helicopter, where we do have some stabilizers back here. So these are horizontal stabilizers. And then we can go to the very far back, which again, it's hard to really fit it all in here, where we get the Dragonfly logo back on the tail, which are labeled as V-tail wings, and we get little red lights there on the back of them as well. And then on the very back here, we have what's labeled as the counter-rotational coaxial turbine, so that will spin around there as well, with all nice little designs. Again, it's hard to get with the camera here to focus on it, but we get the G.I. Joe design, of course, with Dragonfly XH1 as it's labeled, and just all the little details. So beware of blast, get the Joe logo, we get danger, jet air intake, so that's pretty nice. The Dragonfly logo, again, it labeled for Wild Bill there, so just all sorts of neat stuff. And of course, this is going to be the exact same on the other side. It's just hard to really get it because I can't rotate it around here, but we will have to work on it. And I guess before we start adding stuff to it, we'll try to show you the cockpit. I'll see if I can get this rotated around here to show you inside the cockpit. Of course, can open up the canopy there, and we have the cockpit. So we do have these control panels, which is pretty nice because they do light up, so those will all light up in green. So we get the gunner and the pilot, as I said. We get little seats, so we get the harnesses, much like we had with like the his tank and everything, so nothing really new there. And they do have little, you know, the joysticks to be able to control stuff. Again, you may not see that too well down in there, but just pretty nice designs overall for the cockpit. Now we do get lights in this as well, so there is a button for lights right up here on the top. Again, I can't show it to you because I can't get this to fit in the camera and get it to hold on. So there's a little button right there that you press, and it's just like the his tank was. Every time you press it, something new lights up or goes off. So we press it once and the cockpit lights light up. So look how nice that looks with the all green design. So it has all like the screens and everything going on there. It just looks so nice. Such a really nice design. There, I can try and zoom in for you. Just a lot of details and everything going on those screens, and nice that they light up green like that. So that is just really cool. And then of course it'll be hard to see with all the lights, but we press it again and some headlights come on. So let me spin it around here. And again, those cockpit lights are still on, so we get these headlights. So of course there is one on each side. We press it again and a bottom light comes on. So obviously if it's flying over and wants to do like search and rescue, this light comes on, so it'll be shining down on the ground then. So that is pretty nice. And currently all the lights are on, and then as you start to press it, so the headlights go off, the bottom light goes off, and then the cockpit lights go off. So there you can turn everything back off again, which is really nice. So just pretty nice designs and details that they added, those little features, especially making that cockpit light up like that is pretty nice. So at night, especially if you turn all these lights on, it'll look really cool. So really nice design and all the functionality of it and everything. So it works, you know, I want to say relatively like a real helicopter, but obviously I don't really know that, but what I would believe for it to be. So overall, really nice design for this. But of course with it, we do get a lot of attachments, so like guns and stuff that we can put on it. So let's go through those. So since we're on the right side of the helicopter here, we'll start with the right side and move over. So first we get this attachment piece that we can put on. So whatever these little wing pieces here, we get these attachments to put on it. And it's just like how his tank had the different little attachments and everything for missiles and all that. We get this. So that plugs right in there to give us an additional attachment. And with that, we do get some rockets. So we get these big rockets that are labeled as creeper missiles. So we get these big, nice white rockets. Love the yellow and orange little bands on them and everything with their black tips. So we get those that we can then attach onto these. So that it just attaches right on there. So it sticks on pretty well. Like obviously if you move it too much, it will fall off, but it does stick on there. So much better than like the his tank had with its little rockets that would constantly keep falling off, which we do have a similar thing with this helicopter as well. So we may have to worry about that, but at least that sticks on there pretty nice. And then we do get like an attachment feature that I'll show you here in a second. And right under that, attaching on the bottom of the wing here, we have Jester missiles. So we get the 4 missiles. Again, this is much like the his tank had. So where they're on a piece on our his tank, the missiles like this just kept falling off. Like you'd barely touch them, they would just fall off. Now thankfully these are kind of like clipped on, so they're not falling off too easily, so at least that's nice. And this just clips into the bottom of the wing here, so it'll just clip on there, which is really cool. Now we also get an additional piece for right in like the center, which for this side we get the hoist with a rescue hook. So it's pretty nice. We do get this little string attachment, so you get the hook here that you can attach characters to, and you can spin this piece so you can let it down, which I think it moves kind of slow, or you can rewind it and it'll go back up, so we can attach people people and rescue them. And again, this plugs into the bottom of the wing. It's more towards the center, so that attaches right on there. So it's again hard to get this to see, but it attaches there. And again, we have the twist piece at the back and the hook that'll come down to the side. So again, that is all pretty nice. Also, since it's moving here, we do also have this clear piece. I think it's just for stability on the struts here, or on the feet, whatever, but we will take it off, especially when we put it in the flight mode. But that is just there, like I said, I think just for some stability. So that is all pretty cool for this side, and we can spin to the other side and add more missiles. So on the left side here, we'll start from the inside and go out this time. So first we do get this big gun. It's a laser guided cannon pod. So we get this big gun with these little missiles that sort of feed into it. It's almost like giant bullets, you know, feeding into like a Gatling gun sort of thing. So we get this sort of design here, but we got to attach this piece on first. So it attaches right under the wing. So there's that hole. So it's like the ammunition's inside the helicopter feeding out of it there. And then we can attach the gun on. We just got to get this all lined up together. So just like that there. So that's attached now, again with the ammo feeding from the helicopter down in. And of course this has some rotation. You can aim up, aim down, stuff like that. So add some little movement in there, which is nice for that big gun. Then attaching to the bottom of this side, we have unguided rocket launcher. So we get this with all these little rockets, which is pretty cool. Which I forgot to mention these two. So this one and the one on the other side, the Jester missiles, we do get two of each. You can have matching sides if you want. So you have this on both sides or the other one on both sides. Just pick and choose whatever you want there. We just get two of those. Then of course on the side here, we get another rocket that we can attach. So you gotta put that little piece on for the holder, and then we can mount the rocket. So there, that creeper missile is now attached onto there as well. Now of course with this we do get some effects, so we'll go and do the effect for the creeper missile first. So we get different things. I assume it's only for these missiles because I'm not sure it goes for anything else, but we do get this small exhaust or whatever, you know, like flame sort of shooting out the back that we can plug into the back of the rocket. So it attaches like that, so like it's maybe getting ready to launch, which is pretty cool. Now like I said, I think that's the only thing it goes to because it has a fat butt on the attachment piece. So I think this creeper missile is the only thing it attaches to, but I think that looks pretty cool. You know, put that on both sides, have those effects shooting out is awesome. But then we also get these big effects, which look really cool. Of course, we can attach these on, so it's now real big, like it's shooting off there. Of course, that adds a lot of weight to it, but we can pop it off. And this effect piece has a little design, so now we can attach it onto this. So with that effect, it attaches on there and now has the rocket shooting forward like that. So that is really cool. So love how it's in there. It makes it much more stable since this had all the weight and this is pretty light. You know, it reverses. So now all the weight's attached to the helicopter and the light piece is now shooting off there. So that is awesome. So we can have one shooting off, maybe put this effect on the other side, like it's getting ready to shoot off. So that is really cool. Love that. So that would be awesome to use when we put it on our shelf, but we'll go ahead and just for space and stuff, go ahead and switch it back. And then we get more effects for the little guns. So we do have these small guns off the side here, and we get these smaller effects that kind of a little smaller peg that I'll go into, and we can attach them onto this piece. So they'll attach on there, so you can have like that gun is shooting off, and it's cool that this does have some movement there as well. So you get a little bit of designs with that, or you can attach it onto this big gun here, so it'll attach onto that, so like that gun is shooting off as well. So you can put all these effects on to have it like your guns are doing all sorts of things, which is really cool. So that's just fun that we get those attachments. I think those creeper missile effects are definitely the coolest. That's what I'd prefer the most. But we get those other effects as well if we want to have more action going on with our Dragonfly. Now you can also customize your Dragonfly. I don't think we're going to do anything, just in case, you know, eventually we don't want this and want to sell it, just so we have that option. But we also get a bunch of stickers that we can put on and decorate however you want. Now we do get like the shark stickers, which is really cool, for like the shark mouth and eyes and stuff, like for the classic like World War II airplanes and stuff. Now that'd be cool to put on, but I don't, like I said, don't think we're going to. But we get the Dragonfly. Of course, we get a lot of stuff related to Wild Bill. So we get like the Yeehaw with the little mustache, the Wild Bill logo, all sorts of card design stuff. So we get that page. We also get this one that has a lot of cool stuff. You can make it like a zombie with all sorts like Stitch designs, or, you know, like a Frankenstein. Again, the mouth and eye designs there, just like I said, more of like a zombie or Frankenstein. And then we get these as well. So we get these big Dragonfly stickers that we can put on the base of the flight stand, and then all these additional ones. So Dragonfly and then Wild Bill with the Dragonfly. So just all sorts of cool stickers that I think look awesome. But like I said, just for us, just want to keep it simple and not mess with it too much. We're just going to leave it plain as is, because I do think it looks good the way it is here. But as I mentioned, we do also get the flight stand that we can put it on, which it is pretty basic, but I do like having this a lot. So like I said, it's real big here, hard to get it fit in. So we get this nice big base, and it does have a little bit of an angle to it. I wish it was more flat, because then you could, you know, easily stand characters up in here, which would be cool. But we get this stand, so it's of course this clear like dome piece that comes up with the two pegs that we can sit the Dragonfly onto and have it up in the air. So that is pretty awesome. So let me put it up on that, and it it does sit at an angle, so it's hard to see. So it sits at an angle, so you can have it where the dragonfly is aiming down, or reverse it and have it up like it's taking off. So you can just pick and choose. I think we'll probably just have it aiming down, just so we can be fighting like and shooting people down on the ground. So let me put it up on that. So there's the dragonfly up on the stand, and that just looks ridiculously cool. Love that because it's nice stand. It's not going to fall off. It has a little bit of shake to it, but you don't have to worry about it too much, and that gives you all this room. So now it's up in the air. You know, we can easily set the his tank, which I'll probably bring in here now just so you can see. So easily have the his tank, especially if we flipped it around so it was the other way. We could have the people like dangling off the back, or put that thing on this side just so we can have the people like rappelling down in this open area here, which would be cool. So just that is the thing I like most about this, is that it came with the stand, so now we can get it up in the air, so it can easily, you know, still have all our collection down underneath it, but still have this big helicopter, and it's just up in the air now, flying above all our characters, which is really cool. So I'll probably just leave this here for now in the background while we look at the rest this came with. But of course, like I said, I do want to bring the his tank in here real quick just so you can see size comparison. So here's the his tank again. Of course, the his tank is much closer, so it's hard to see size exactly, but you can see maybe if I try and move it up here, again, you won't be able to see because I can't get it fully in here, but there I have it as much lined up with the front of the helicopter as I can. So you can see it goes pretty much just back to like the exhaust of the helicopter, so the whole tail is the rest of the length of size compared to the his tank. So that is really cool. But like I said, especially you can have it up on that flight stand, so you see it sits pretty much just above the his tank, which is pretty nice as well. So you can have these sort of fighting against each other on your shelf if you have enough space. But that just looks really cool, having, of course, now our big enemy his tank for Cobra and our dragonfly for G.I. Joe. So that just all looks awesome. But of course, the dragonfly came with 4 figures, so 1 Wild Bill and then 3 of the stretch goal unlocks. So we'll go ahead and start looking at each figure, and of course, we'll start with Wild Bill. So we have Wild Bill, whose real name is William Hardy, and he has the personality and attitude of a stereotypical cowboy, but is known for his skills as a helicopter pilot. And he just looks really cool. It's so lovely. Of course, he has that cowboy looking design, even though he's in like a pilot's outfit. So love it. So he has the cowboy hat in blue, although it looks almost like a Confederate hat, which I guess it could be, but you know, just kind of weird for that. But love his little mustache and everything. We can see his hair under there, which will have a whole hair piece and everything that I'll show you. Then we get his pilot outfit, so we get the green jumpsuit. That's pretty nice. So we have it unzipped a little here in the front, but it goes from his neck all the way down to his boots. But I love how he's got like the Western vest on top, even have a little holster there, a little strap going around with a pocket. But looks pretty nice. So there we get the dragonfly, a little design there on his one shoulder and the American flag on the other. He's got some cowboy gloves as well, so love how it's got like the cow head and the star and stuff. So it looks very like Texas there for that, with a belt around his waist with more designs. So really nice designs, little details on the gloves and holster and all that sort of stuff. Then of course that jumpsuit continues down, so he's got all the little like pockets and padding and stuff of that green jumpsuit. That looks really nice, all the way down to the cowboy boots that he wears. So pretty cool that he's got cowboy boots on as well. So just a very nice, fun, interesting looking character. Now we'll do his movements. I'll probably only do the movements on 2 characters, so him and then Glenda, just because she's got the female body. But the head will twist around and can look down that far and up that far, so not a whole lot of range, unfortunately, there. Then we go to the shoulders up to 90 with the butterfly back and forth, and we'll rotate around. We get the bicep twist and the double elbow, which was pretty stiff on him, but goes up that far, with the wrist that'll twist all the way around and has the hinge up and down for this hand. Then we can see his ab crunch in there, so he'll crunch forward, crunch back, so pretty decent, nice popping though. And then we also get a little bit of crunch and twist around at his waist. Then down to the hips up to 90 and out to the side. You can sort of get him out towards the splits, but it won't go all the way there. But it feels like a little bit of drop down hips. Thigh twist all the way around the double knee joint. Very similar to elbows, pretty stiff, but can bend up that far to the back. And then down to the foot, that'll rock back and forth. Of course, with the pants leg, you don't get a whole lot of range there, so just a little back and forth and twist side to side. So not bad overall for what he's got. Of course, the stiff joints as usual with the pinless there, but everything else about him works out really nice, and he just looks really cool. This is probably one of my favorite G.I. Joes just because I love the green suit and everything, along with the cowboy motif. It just looks and works out really nice together. Now, accessory-wise, he does come with an additional cowboy hat. Now we get this whole hairpiece design. We've had it with many of the Joe characters, so this is one solid piece. So with the cowboy hat and the hair, so you don't have to worry about it falling off or anything. But we do get the cowboy hat we could put on. Obviously, it looks a little weird there without hair, but we do have it separate, so we get the hair piece as well that we can put on. So there he is without the cowboy hat, so it looks pretty nice. The hair looks pretty decent. Now it's always kind of weird, you know, when you have the hair pieces that switch out, they can look awkward. Like I said, it's not perfect on him, but it looks decent, so nothing wrong with that at all. And then we get that extra cowboy hat we can then put on it. So you can choose whether you want to have them individual, which I think the cowboy hat looks a little bit too awkward, you know, just sets a little bit weird on it there. It doesn't look horrible, it's just not as good as I think the one with the hair piece attached to it and everything. So that's definitely the one I'd prefer, but that just gives you that option there as well. And he also comes with a pair of sunglasses, so we get like a pair of aviators we can put on him. But as usual with the Joes, they don't really work out too well, so they don't really sit on his face and look that great overall, but there's what it looks like. So it'd be nice if you could have them, because I feel especially for a pilot it'd be important to have the glasses like that. But looks pretty decent there. I just wish they'd fit on a little better. Then for weapons, we get a knife, so we get this little knife that we can put into the sheath here right on his chest, so slide that down in there. And then what's really cool is he also comes with a pair of 6-shooters, so we get some revolvers there. Nice with the white handles with the stars, and then the gray of the revolver design. Looks pretty awesome. Obviously we can put him into the holster, so nice that he's got the holsters, especially like the Western cowboy holsters we can slide these down into for storage. Obviously you can then put him into his hand, but since he's the pilot, we'll go ahead and leave it there for now. But as I said, you can easily put those into his hands. So there we've got Wild Bill now ready to go into the Dragonfly, which I will put him inside that just so you can see what it looks like, but I'll get through all the figures first. And to our first stretch goal character, we got Ripcord, which is the Night Force version. His real name is Wallace Weems, and he's a halo jumper. And I don't have much more than that, just that he's a halo jumper. So he jumps out of airplanes, this instance helicopters, at high altitude, so he'll have to have a breather and parachute and all that sort of stuff. But he looks good here, and I won't go through all the movements because it should be pretty much, especially with this figure, exactly the same as Wild Bill, because he has the exact same body. Just has the all black jumpsuit this time. Again, with it being a part of the Night Force, it's got that design. So he has the little Night Force logo there on the side, and that same logo we've seen with the other characters there. But I love how he's got the all black jumpsuit otherwise, so just like Wild Bill had, again, just in black this time. But then love how he has the harness as well, so it'll be attached for a parachute and everything. So he'll have that harness around him in the green, which is pretty nice. So it goes up around his shoulders, attaches down here around his back, and comes to the front and attaches to the belt with the straps that come around his thighs as well. He's got green gloves that match, and then boots there as well on his feet. Now he has an altitude gauge on his arm, so there on the left arm he's got the altitude, so he knows where he's at. And then he also has a pocket on this other side that will be for his breather and everything that we'll put on him. But looks pretty good overall. Really like the design, and the face looks decent. It looks a little too clean, so a little bit more like cartoony sort of look to it, but I still think it looks decent. It's not a bad looking face at all for him, so looks good overall there. Now we do get all the attachments that'll go with him. So first we do get a set of goggles, so this nice blue goggles, or at least have blue visor on it. So let's put this on. So there he has the goggles on his eyes now to protect him. And then he also comes with a helmet, of course, so jumping out, he's got to protect his head. So with this nice helmet design with the visor that'll come down, so we can put this on. Now I don't know if it'll fit on over with the goggles. We may have to take the goggles off, but I feel you'd want to have the goggles on as well, but I'll just see what I can do. Yeah, I couldn't get the goggles on with the helmet as well, so I had to take them off. But there's what he looks like with the helmet. Again, looks pretty decent, and then we can lower the visor down to protect his eyes. So that's pretty good. Of course, it's a little far off the face, so it should sit about right there. But still looks pretty good. Nice design for the helmet and everything. Even has like a little light off here to the side. So that looks pretty good. Now we do also get a mouth attachment. So of course, since he's going to be at high altitudes, being a halo jumper, we have to have him breathe. So we get an attachment piece here for his mouth, and it attaches into the helmet with these little clips on the side. And of course has the breather, so let's put this on. So there he's got the breather on there now, and we can lower that, so now it completely covers up his face to protect him. And then we get the tube that comes down, and with this tube we can attach it into this little pocket here, so it's probably got oxygen or something inside there, so we can attach this piece in. Not the easiest to get in there, but it will attach in there. So now he's got that and now ready to jump out of an airplane. So that all is cool. And of course we also get a big bag, probably with the parachute inside of it, but it looks pretty decent with the design. Love, it's mostly all in the same green, but has the black as well, and a nice texture to it all around. And we get the straps so we can of course put around him and attach, and it has the peg in the back. So let's put this on him. So there he's got the backpack on as well. That fits around pretty nice. I thought it wouldn't actually able to get fully on, but it does, and you can get it to attach on there. And of course pegged in his back, so it's on there pretty nice and secure. So there he is all kitted out with all his attachment pieces there, which is really nice. And then he also comes with weapons. So first we get a pistol, so just a little pistol we've seen before. And he does have a holster here on his left side that we can attach this in. So that'll store away there. So he has that gun at all times. And then he also comes with the bigger gun. So like a little SMG here, of course, has the magazine that'll come out. Love again in the green and black designs, the little foregrip there. So just a nice small gun that we can give to him. That's something that'll easily fit into his hand. But then he also comes with a big rifle, almost like a sniper rifle. Again, magazine will come out. Has the suppressor on the front, so you can take that off if you don't want that on there. Big scope up top, a foregrip, and the stock on it and everything. Again, in the black and green design. Just all looks really nice there, so we can pick and choose. But I think since he's in this sort of design, I'll just give him the smaller SMG. So there's Ripcord all put together now with his gun, and that overall just looks really cool. So nice to have him, nice addition to the set. Like I said, I feel he fits pretty decently because, you know, it's with aerial sort of vehicles and stuff, and he's a halo jumper. But I feel, like I said, be more of airplanes because he goes high altitude, and helicopters don't really go that high. So I feel he doesn't really fit perfectly with this, but it is a nice design. I feel with all this, like I said, it could be up in the high altitude, so we could easily use him to like attach him onto that hook and, you know, be rappelling down and everything. That'd be pretty cool. But overall, just a nice looking figure and a great addition with a new character to the collection. And the second stretch goal was for Glenda, who is Jane Mulligan, and she's the G.I. Joe Tree Master Instructor Pilot, so pretty awesome to have her. Now, like I said, she was made as an Argentina exclusive figure back in the 80s, so cool to get her represented here in the Classified series, but looks pretty good overall. We've seen this body before, so she has the body very similar to what we saw with Scarlet, especially like the retro one, but looks good with the all blue jumpsuit, so we get it up around her neck all the way down to her boots, and then love the white, so we get the gloves on her hands and the white boots there as well. Just looks nice with the white. We get the belt around the waist and then a little bit of padding there around her neck as well. She does have a shorter blonde haircut there, which looks pretty nice, you know, for the military. The shorter hair makes sense and looks good overall for the face and all that. Then we get like what I always call like a bathing suit sort of design, but in the gray with a nice texture there that goes down to her crotch and again the blue everywhere else. And then she has the harness around her as well, so it goes up around her neck, down to the belt all attached in there, and then down around her thighs. So it looks pretty good overall for the design. Now I do feel like I do have some issues getting her to stand just because it seems like she has a wide leg stance. Like I can get in closer to that, but it just kind of keeps going out, and the feet are pretty small and just have issues. So she doesn't stand the easiest, unfortunately, but overall I think I'll get her to work. But since she is a female, I'll do her movements, so her head will twist all the way around. She'll look down that far and up that far, so not much movement at all, unfortunately. Then the shoulders will come up to 90, and she has the butterfly joint, so moves back and forth a little bit there, and will rotate around. You get the bicep twist and the double elbow joint that bends up that far, not bad at all, with the wrist that'll twist around and has the hinge up and down for this hand. Then we go to the ab crunch, so just under her chest. Of course, with all these straps, it's hard to really get it, but it'll crunch back and forth a little and should be able to twist around as well, but it's hard to really figure out what's going on because, like I said, it's with all these straps and stuff, not doing too much. But then she definitely will twist around at the waist as well and have a little bit of crunch, it feels like. But again, I can't tell what's going on under all these straps. Then down to the hips, so you get the hips that'll come up that far, so it feels like the hips are just designed weird. Like I'm going up, but it's not going up all the way to 90, and just like sort of weird design to them there. But it has the thigh twist as well with the double knee joint that'll bend up that far to the back, almost kicking herself in the butt. Then a shin twist at the top of the boot, and the foot will flex back and forth and twist side to side. So decent movement, just like I said, a little bit of weird in the hips and everything there, especially with getting her legs to work out, and like I said, having issues getting her to stand. So just weird stuff going on with this figure, but I think look-wise, she looks really good. Now we get some accessories for her, but one thing that's new with her, which I don't know why they included them, but hey, we got them, is that we got an additional set of hands, which we usually never get, very rarely with G.I. Joe figures, but we get a set of fist hands to go along with her, so if you don't want the grips. Then we also get some hair pieces, so we get this hair design, but we also have this hair design, which we can switch out. So we have that design, which just seems like the hair is a little more like flat or floating. I'm not sure if there's like supposed to be different, like one's supposed to be like her old figure design and one's supposed to be newer. Like this one, not exactly sure what the difference there is, just minor differences with the hair design. And I'm not sure if either one will work, but she also comes with a helmet, which I will put on in a second, but we do have another hair piece. So I'm not sure if, I thought maybe this one would be like more flatter hair to be able to get the helmet on, but it looks, you know, relatively about the same. But like I said, we do also get another hair piece that we can give to her, which is pretty much the same hair, just this time it has headphones with it. So there she is with a hairpiece with that headphone. I actually think that looks pretty good. That's probably how I would keep her if we don't want to put the helmet on, but that looks pretty good overall. I love how it's all molded together, so the headphones actually sit on there and look really nice. So that is a good headpiece design, but we'll go and switch it to put that helmet on. So I put the hair piece that was the hair more swept to the side, and we'll put the helmet on over that. So there she is with the helmet. Now I thought maybe I had to take the hair off. I tried it and the helmet easily slid onto the head, but then it was way too loose. So it's like you definitely have to have a hair piece on for it, but it does make it difficult getting it on. But once it like slides on, it sticks and sits there pretty nice. So there she is with the helmet as well, which is pretty cool. So I'll probably just leave that on just for simplicity and to make it easier. So I'll just leave that on there for now. So there she is with the helmet. And then she also comes with a backpack attachment. Now, unfortunately, we do have issues with this. So we get this piece that can attach into our back and get this design. I'm not exactly sure how this even sits, but like I said, we're having issues because this piece is already breaking. Like it's pretty much going to break off if we do anything, because I assume it's supposed to be able to twist around because it attaches to her gun. So you should be able to move it to get it adjusted to where you need the gun to be. But like I said, ours is like really stuck. We even heated it up and tried to get it loosened and it won't. It's just about to break at any moment. So unfortunately, we can't use that, but we'll go and plug this into her back. So there's that attachment, but like I said, I don't even know if that's how it goes. It just looks awkward and sits on her there at a weird angle. But for weapons, we do get a pistol we can give to her. Nice pistol, basic pistol design. You know, that's a pretty good pistol we could give to anybody. But we can put this into the holster here on her right leg. And then she also comes with this gun, whatever, it's like a rifle. It's a really weird design, so it looks very futuristic on the end here. But as you see, it has the attachment piece there that cord's supposed to attach into. So obviously you can put it in either hand and then attach that cord, but because we can't get the cord piece twisted around there, we can't really get this plugged in, so I'll just go and put it in her hand for now. So there, Glenda has that gun now, which looks pretty cool. So nice design overall for her. Like I said, I just wish she'd work out better because, like I said, I have a lot of issues getting her to stand, which is unfortunate. But she looks cool, and I wish that backpack wouldn't do like that because, like I said, probably us putting that in storage, it's going to break. So that backpack will probably be useless here shortly. But we get all that with her, and again, having issues getting her to stand. But she also comes with a harness piece, so we can use this for any character. You can attach it onto any character we want to get them all harnessed up, so it goes up around their chest and then down around their legs here with the hook piece so that we can rescue them, so we can attach somebody onto the rescue hook on the Dragonfly and fly them away. So that is pretty cool. She comes with that as well, and like I said, you can put that on any character. So we may put on one of our extra characters just to have them sort of rappelling down and stuff, but you can just put this on just about anybody and do whatever you want with that. So cool that she came with that. Like I said, it's cool to get Glenda. I think she looks nice, especially with her blue and white outfit and all that. Looks good. And with her, I've been an Argentina exclusive figure back in the days. Having her in the classified is really cool now. Now for the Dragonfly, I'll probably put her up in the gunner seat since Wild Bill's like the pilot and she's also a pilot. So I feel they both should go into the Dragonfly. But since Wild Bill's like the main pilot that goes with this, his name's on the ship, I'll put her in the gunner seat. So I'll have to do that later. And for the final stretch goal, we got Crazylegs, again the Night Force version. His real name is David Thomas, and he's an Army Airborne Ranger and a parachute rigger, whatever that means exactly. I assume attaches people to parachutes, not exactly sure. But he looks cool overall here, really like the design of his outfit. I won't do his movements because it'll be relatively the same as Ripcord and Wild Bill and all that. Just different design, which I do really like this outfit. I don't think we've seen it before, at least I don't remember, but just like all the quilted like outfit design of it, like especially on his shoulders, chest, down the midsection, and inner thighs there, I guess inner legs all the way down, and then just pretty much black everywhere else. So it is the Night Force version, so we got the darker colors, so we get the black and green design, we get the same logo there on the side. Just looks cool overall. Love the little like red details, so little like pocket and little design details all spread throughout him as well. Get the nice harness there again, since he's airborne, you know, belongs in aircraft as well. So just a lot of nice little grenades there on the back. Ooh, love that like back piece there. That's pretty nice. Even down the butt, he's got the quilting green gloves there, green thigh holster there on his right thigh, all the way down to the green boots there on his feet. So overall, pretty nice design, but like I said, movement-wise, it's going to be relatively the same, so I won't go through that again. The only thing I don't like about this is the face. Not that it's bad, it just looks too awkward to me, and it looks like the thing, I forget what they even call it, but the Hasbro thing they offer where you can like scan your face and get it turned into like an action figure. That's what this looks like they took somebody and scanned their face and turned it into a figure design, because that's just like the smoothness and everything of it looks like that. But I don't think it looks horrible for a face at all. It just doesn't look like it matches the rest of the G.I. Joes for some reason, but a really cool looking figure nonetheless. Now, accessory wise, we get a bunch of different things for him as well. First, we get a hat, which I feel goes pretty good. Now, I don't know how good this will look on him, especially with a hat design like this, but there it fits on it. It doesn't look too bad. From the front, doesn't look the best, but yeah, from the sides, I guess doesn't either. It's just way too thick of a hat, and you could probably try and put it on backwards as well. Probably looks silly there, but you just get that design. But you know, it gives you an option. I think he's always pictured wearing hats and stuff like that, so that's why I included it. But for action figures, they don't really look too good. Then we get a set of goggles we can put on his face. We can just put this around his head. So there we've got the set of goggles. Of course, I don't think they're sitting on there properly, but just have those there. And then he also comes with a helmet that we can put on. Now, again, I don't know if the goggles will fit on with the helmet or if we'll have to take them off, but let's see what I can do. So there's the helmet on, and I couldn't get the goggles on him as well. Like, I feel there's plenty of space to have the goggles on, but just getting it on with the goggles was not working out too well. Of course, it feels like the hat's way too loose. Maybe there it is, a little bit better there. So there he's got the helmet on. Again, he's always like looking down. I can't really get him to look up, but we get another set of goggles as well that are much wider, so you can probably just sit him on the top of this helmet. I'm not really able to get him fit on there, or you could put him on his hat. If you gave him his red hat, you could probably sit it on top there. But yeah, I can't really get it to fit with like all the Cobra Vipers and stuff like that, but you could just put that on his helmet as well. He also comes with a backpack that's probably a parachute inside there, especially looks like with the red straps and all that. So it has a parachute attachment piece. And again, makes sense with all his harness and everything he's gotten on there. Makes sense why he would have a parachute. And then to his weapon, so first we get a knife. It's a little knife, but of course it looks thicker, so it doesn't look as cool as like Wild Bill's did. But we can put this in the sheath here on his chest. So it just slides right up in there, stored away. He also comes with a pistol, so nice pistol design. Looks a little more futuristic, but not bad. And we can put this into the thigh holster here on the right. And finally, he comes with this gun that I assume is like an SMG because it looks small, but has a nice, really long magazine that'll come out on it. Has a little scope up top, and then even has a foldable stock, so you can fold that out, which is pretty cool, and it folds up to the side there. So that's pretty cool, nice design. So let's put this into his hand. So there's Crazylegs with his weapon. Like I said, I think overall I liked like the figure, especially the base body. It's just that head is too weird. It, like I said, just looks awkward. And this, and then especially the way the helmet fits. I feel we do need to get the goggles on just because it'll help hold it on better. But I don't know how to do it with like the space it allows you to get it on. So not exactly sure what's going on there fully. But I think overall he does look really cool and like the design. And once again, awesome to add Crazylegs to our collection. So there we have our 4 figures that came with the Dragonfly of Wild Bill, Ripcord, Glenda, and Crazylegs. All 4 really cool figures. Like I said, really like Wild Bill, really like Ripcord as well, just with his design, everything he comes with. Like the look of Glenda overall. I just wish the figure worked out better. Like I said, I have, for some reason, have issues getting her to stand. And even Crazylegs I'm having some issues with as well. His legs are crazy, but love like his outfit design. Everything about that looks cool. Just that face is the thing that annoys me the most about him. But overall, a nice figure selection. They all have to do with like aircraft and all that, so it makes sense they came with this. But unfortunately our helicopter can only hold 2 people, so like I said, I'll probably put Wild Bill as the pilot and Glenda as the gunner. So let me go and put those inside of it. Well, there I got Wild Bill and Glenda into the pilot seat. So overall, that looks awesome for the Dragonfly. Such a nice big ship to add to the collection. Like I said, the thing that makes me like this the most is that it did come with this stand. So we can get it up off the ground, up in the air, and above most of our collection. So it'll make it really nice to be able to, still be able to use this on the shelf. Like I said, I just wish that base was more flat, just so you could put characters and stuff, around on the bottom of it, because I think it'd make it work out a lot better. But really cool to have this design. So we can put at least 2 people inside of there, and overall it looks really nice. Of course, went in and put the missile on because I think that looks awesome with that shooting off. So just an awesome HasLab for the Dragonfly. So let me know what you thought of the Dragonfly and all the characters down in the comments, and if you enjoyed my review, let me know with that like, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button to see more. But I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.